Now, many of you already know that President Ramaphosa has went or visited the United States of America, and they had an engagement about the white genocide which was being patented by a certain group here in South Africa. And I must say, the meeting went well, but this week or just a couple of days ago, we read sad stories again, right? Apparently, the Trump administration and the Afrikaners who have been talking about the white genocide in South Africa, they received a letter apparently of demand or that of things that are to happen or that the government must immediately implement in South Africa, which, look man, it's not that good. I thought maybe these things were ironed out. I thought maybe there was nothing else that needed to be done, because the delegations that our President Ramaphosa went with it in the White House, the Oval Office, all of them were singing one song, and that is, there's no genocide in South Africa. There is a problem of crime, yes, but there's no genocide in South Africa. Now, without wasting any more of your time, the United States, of course, demands after the meeting that our president had with Donald Trump at the Oval Office, it revealed that United States, or the Trump administration rather, they have got a demand on BEE, expropriation of land, and the white killings or the genocide that was portrayed early this year, right? I mean, when looking at farm attacks, U.S. stated that they want for each and every farm attack, the Hawks must intervene and obviously do a thorough digging on what or who's behind the white killing or the farmers. I don't think this is an approach that the U.S. can take right now, because look, if the SIU is to be involved, it must be involved on any other killing in South Africa, not just white farmers, because this again, it's coming out very wrong from the U.S. I mean, I honestly, I don't think we need to bow down to some of these rules that they are trying to set on us, because you cannot say that SIU or the Hawks must be involved on each and every white killing in South Africa. So you are basically saying all the other killings that are happening in South Africa, they are not important. The ones that are important are for the farm owners, which is a very wrong approach. This one, when I read this article from Business Tech, I just knew that this is absolutely not acceptable at all. There must be fairness. They just should be equal throughout, not favor other certain people or individuals. Everyone, if the Hawks are being involved, they must be involved throughout, not just because they say white farmer killing and they all of a sudden they must be involved. If they are not being, if they start being involved onto those killings in the farms, then I think they should also start investigating, or with the investigation on each and every killing in South Africa, not to favor one party. That's number one. Number two, they are saying BEE laws should not apply to obviously U.S. companies or companies coming from the U.S. in South Africa, which again, this is a tricky one also. It's not fair, because there are so many other countries outside of South Africa that are doing business in South Africa. What do you say about them? Why must the U.S. only be the one that is not facing or succumbing to the, of course, rules and regulations of how international business is being run in our country? Again, this is not a good way to do things, and we should not succumb to such. If there are exemptions on, of course, US-based companies or companies coming from the US, there should be exemptions of all the countries outside, which is not going to happen. But anyways, that is what was said. And by the way, this letter has not yet been officially communicated to us. I think it was given the delegate of the Afrikaners that were complaining, right? I think it's just bad. But then when you go to the obviously land expropriation, they said, of course, there must be legal processes. All legal processes must be fully exhausted, and every land that is being, of course, taken, there should be fair and reasonable compensation. This is what they are saying. Again, here they can't really say how the country is ran. They can't really say and come and want to control stuff. Look, at the same time, some of the things that they've been saying previously, some of them, I mean, you would agree, but this approach is very wrong. You cannot do it like this, and South Africa is not supposed to stand for this. We must fight this because it is about time, man, that everyone gets equal. There is fairness, right, in the system. There is fairness, and we should not allow dictators to come and dictate what is to happen in our country. They should deal with their own countries, and we deal with our own problems, as the president would say, right? I mean, this is something that when I read this, honestly, I was a bit sad or got a bit angry for a moment to say that what do they take us for? I mean, they just want to change things as they want in our country. For what? I mean, everyone is equal before the law in South Africa. There is no person, race, or any group that will get special treatment. It will not happen. I don't think South Africans will allow that to happen. It will never pass, and therefore US might as well forget about getting our minerals, might as well forget about whatever they want from us, because at the end of the day, we shall not be puppets. We shall not be commanded around like kids or like a country that does not know their worth. We have got the minerals. We've got rare minerals in this country that the US is benefiting a lot, too much. And to show you that the US has been benefiting, you will know that on the tariffs that they've been giving to South Africa, those tariffs that they were giving to us, they exclude some of the metals or the minerals that we are taking to the US, which shows you of how in need, or how they need our minerals so much or so bad. I mean, there are so many mining companies that are operating, or US mining companies that are operating in South Africa, right? And I mean, they are getting our minerals, yes, and whatnot, and all that, but they cannot, in as much as we need them, they also need us. Think that should be fair. Yes, I suppose we need them more, but I don't think we need to be begging, to be going again and beg, because these ridiculous, of course, demands that they are putting, or that they want to enforce to our country, they will not work. Rather, it's fine. Let the tariffs come, we'll deal with them. I know to some people they will think that the government, or few people rather, they will think that the government should do this, but I don't think it should be like that. And therefore, I need this matter needs to be ignored by the government, or it needs to be responded in a way that the United States of America will know that they don't have control over South Africa. All we are fighting for is for a good, fair trade, is for both our economies to benefit, and that does not put America to have the powers to try and want to control us. There is no white genocide. I mean, I gave you a report of saying that 2024, the farm killings were around 12. And even on those 12, majority of those farm killings were black people that are working in those farms. White killings is not, it's really brought out of context, I must say. The farmers' killings, the white Afrikaners who are claiming killings are taking place, this is being taken out of proportion, because go look at the stats, how many people died or how many people were killed last year. You will notice that the white killings or white farmer killings they are talking about, it's like a drop in an ocean, man. And therefore, it cannot be entertained because it's not even happening. During the sitting or in the Oval Office, there's a lot that transpired. And we saw that even the president himself, President of the United States, Donald Trump, he was really attacked because some of the images that he was using against us were the images of some war that was taking in Central Africa up there, which is something that is not good. And this must be properly dealt with by the government. This should not be entertained. And as much as some of the things like BEE, yes, we agree, or I sort of like agree to say that they must ease the laws so that there can be more investments coming to our countries, especially on the 30%, right? Or rather, only on the 30%, they should trim it down a bit so that at least more business can come and create employment for the people of South Africa, right? That can be done. But this thing of saying American companies should not succumb to the BEE laws of South Africa and they are doing business in our country, That is so disrespectful, man. What are you trying to say? But anyways, let's wait, let's see what transpires. Me, I just thought I'd come and give you this quick update. Tell me what you think about this, man. I'll see you on the next one, my dear friends. That is all from me, and God bless you all.